Welcome to Revenge with Lyra.
My sister excluded me from her wedding. You're not invited. It's nothing personal. You just don't fit our status. I just stood there, holding the bridal invitation list I had printed for her, the one I'd helped design, staring at her with a calmness that didn't belong to me. My name is Lydia Monroe. I'm 29. And if you think this story is about a ruined wedding, it's not. It's about the moment I stopped being invisible. She said it so casually, like it was weather talk. My sister, Veronica, perched on her marble kitchen island in a designer robe, sipping a $9 latte I'd picked up for her that morning. Please don't take it personally, she added, waving her manicured hand. You're sweet. But our guest list is curated. Ryan's family is very particular. I wanted to laugh. Curated? I had curated her entire wedding. I'd found the venue, negotiated the vendor discounts, paid every deposit. $17,000 of my own savings, because she'd promised to reimburse me after the honeymoon. She never looked at me as she said it. She just scrolled through her phone, humming to herself. I remember how the sunlight hit the kitchen counter that morning, perfect, like a movie scene. Everything gleamed. Her diamond ring, her espresso machine, her fake smile. Lydia, she said finally, tilting her head. You're not mad, are you? I mean, it's just one day. One day. I nodded slowly, gripping the edge of the counter to keep from shaking. You're right, I said softly. It's just one day. And that night, when the house was quiet and her words still echoed in my chest, I opened my laptop, logged into every account I had created for her wedding. The venue, the caterer, the DJ, the florist. And one by one, I canceled them all. The first confirmation email hit my inbox at 1:42 a.m. Your cancellation has been processed. I watched the little checkmark appear, glowing in the dark like quiet revenge. By 2:15, the caterer, DJ, and florist were all off the list. Refunds? Non-existent. All payments had come from my account. Every cent of it tied to my name. Every cancellation final. I didn't sleep. I just sat in the glow of my laptop, the only sound in the room the hum of my old ceiling fan. When morning came, I brewed coffee, opened the blinds, and waited. The sun had never looked so calm. At exactly 8:03 a.m., my phone buzzed. Veronica. I let it ring once, twice, then answered. Her voice came out shrill, frantic. Lydia, what the hell happened? The venue says you pulled the contract. I did, I said simply, taking a sip of coffee. You what? Why? Because I wasn't invited, I said. And I don't pay for things I'm excluded from. For a moment, all I heard was static and her heavy breathing. Then came the crash of her composure. Do you have any idea what you've done? Ryan's family is flying in from Chicago. The rehearsal dinner is tonight. Then I suggest you rehearse explaining this to them, I replied. She went silent. I could almost hear her brain spinning, trying to regain control. Finally, her voice dropped. You're jealous. You've always been jealous. That line, that old, tired accusation, didn't sting anymore. It almost made me laugh. No, Veronica, I said softly. I'm just done financing your superiority. I ended the call and turned my phone face down. The quiet that followed wasn't empty. It was earned. 2 hours later, I heard the knock. Hard, rapid, desperate. And when I opened the door, she was standing there, mascara streaked, voice trembling. Please, she whispered. Fix it. Her voice cracked as soon as she said it. Please, Lydia. The venue says we lost the date. The caterer said there's no refund. The DJ posted on Instagram that he's available again. People are asking questions. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. You said I wasn't invited. Why would I fix a party I'm not allowed to attend? She blinked rapidly, searching for her usual confidence, but it wasn't there. Her designer robe had been replaced by an oversized hoodie, hair pulled into a frantic bun. The image of high society perfection was dissolving minute by minute. This isn't about that, she snapped, though her voice wavered. You made a commitment, Lydia. Don't make this worse than it already is. I tilted my head. Worse? You publicly humiliated me, your own sister, and you want me to fix your humiliation now. She stepped closer, her perfume sharp and desperate. You know how Mom and Dad are. They'll blame me. Ryan's family will think we're
Poor.
I finished for her. Her silence said everything. Behind her, Ryan's car idled at the curb. He stood beside it, pacing, phone pressed to his ear, probably calling anyone who could clean up the mess. His face was pale, the confidence of a groom replaced with panic. Veronica, I said quietly, you built your whole life on pretending you were above everyone else. I just took away the illusion. She stared at me, stunned. You're cruel. No, I said. I'm consistent. I closed the door slowly, letting the latch click. Through the window, I watched her sink onto the steps, shoulders shaking. Part of me wanted to comfort her. The bigger part remembered every dinner where she made fun of my thrift store dress, every birthday she forgot. This wasn't cruelty. This was balance. By noon, my phone was buzzing nonstop, calls from Mom, texts from relatives, even a few from numbers I didn't recognize. Everyone wanted the same thing, for me to fix Veronica's wedding. Mom's message came first. Lydia, please. She's devastated. You know how fragile she gets under pressure. Fragile. That word made my jaw tighten. Veronica had been fragile every time she wanted to escape accountability. Then came Dad's call. Honey, you're her sister. You can't just ruin her big day over a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? I repeated. She told me I wasn't invited because I didn't fit her status. He sighed. She didn't mean it. You know how your sister is. Exactly, I thought. I knew exactly how she was. When I didn't give him the answer he wanted, he switched tactics. Do you really want to embarrass our family? I smiled faintly. I didn't embarrass us, Dad. I just stopped pretending we were something we're not. He hung up without another word. By 2 p.m., Ryan himself showed up. He looked exhausted, tie loosened, phone glued to his hand. Lydia, he said, forcing a smile, can we talk like adults? I opened the door halfway. We are. He shifted awkwardly. Look, Veronica said some things she shouldn't have. But you've made your point, okay? Just let's fix it. We'll pay you back.
Double, even.
It was almost funny, hearing money offered as an apology, when that was the very currency of her cruelty. Keep your money, I said. You can't buy back dignity. He exhaled sharply, eyes narrowing. You realize everyone will blame you. I nodded. That's fine. They'll talk for a week.
But you?
You'll remember it for life. I closed the door again, slower this time. By sunset, her wedding planner had quit. The florist backed out. Every thread of her perfect world was unraveling, one unpaid invoice at a time. And for once, I didn't feel small in her shadow. By evening, the family group chat was on fire. My phone lit up every few seconds, guilt-laced paragraphs, angry emojis, even a few "you've gone too far" messages from cousins who hadn't texted me in years. I scrolled slowly through them, sipping tea, watching the digital chaos unfold like a performance I hadn't bought tickets for but was thoroughly enjoying. Then came Mom's voice message, tearful, rehearsed. Lydia, sweetheart, I know Veronica said hurtful things, but we don't destroy family over pride. Please call the venue back. We'll figure it out together. I could hear Veronica sobbing faintly in the background. For a brief second, something inside me softened, the old reflex to fix, to comfort. But then I remembered. I'd paid for that wedding with money I'd saved working overtime while Veronica bragged about networking at brunch. I remembered her calling me embarrassing in front of her fiancé's mother, pretending I was some distant cousin who handled logistics.
No.
This time, the consequences belonged to her. When the knock came again, it was lighter, uncertain. I opened the door to find her standing there, red-eyed, hair tangled, mascara streaked. The proud sister, who once corrected my posture, now looked like a lost child. Lydia, please, she whispered. They're all turning on me. Ryan's furious. His family called off the rehearsal dinner. I folded my arms. I warned you not to confuse kindness with weakness. Her lip quivered. You can fix this. You're the only one who knows how to talk to vendors. And you're the one who told me I didn't fit your status. She shook her head, crying harder. I didn't mean it. Yes, I said softly. You did. But maybe now you understand what exclusion feels like. I closed the door gently, not with anger, but with finality. The silence that followed wasn't revenge anymore. It was peace earned through boundaries finally drawn. The next morning, my phone rang before sunrise. It was Mom again, her voice edged with exhaustion. You've made your point, Lydia. She's miserable. The whole family's talking. I didn't do anything, Mom, I said evenly. I just stopped doing everything. Outside, the sky was turning pink, that calm color that always felt like forgiveness, but I wasn't ready for that word yet. By midday, the neighborhood group chat started buzzing. Someone had posted screenshots of Veronica's meltdown at the bridal shop. Her wedding was officially postponed due to unforeseen circumstances. Everyone knew the circumstances had my name on them. At noon, I received a message from an unknown number. Ryan, you broke her heart. She was just trying to impress my family. Me, and I was just trying to survive being hers. He didn't reply. Later, when I went out for groceries, I saw Veronica sitting in her car at the end of my driveway. Eyes swollen, face pale. She didn't get out. She just waited. I hesitated, then opened her door. Why are you here? I asked quietly. She looked up at me, voice small. I thought they'd choose me over you. I was wrong.
They're all gone now.
Even Ryan. The words didn't spark joy, only a slow, heavy calm. Lydia, she whispered, how do I fix this? I sighed. You start by realizing people aren't props in your picture-perfect life. You build things with gratitude, not arrogance. Her tears came again, softer this time. I didn't invite her inside, but I didn't close the door either. For the first time in years, we stood there quietly, not sisters at war, just two women finally out of excuses. Days passed. The storm around the wedding that never happened began to fade, replaced by whispers and sympathy that somehow landed on me. Neighbors stopped me in the grocery store. You did what everyone dreams of doing, one said. You taught them a lesson. But teaching wasn't my goal. I just wanted peace. Veronica stopped calling. Mom's tone softened from anger to quiet guilt. The family chat went silent, like everyone had collectively realized I wasn't the disposable one anymore. Then one evening, an envelope slid through my mail slot. My name, written in Veronica's handwriting. Inside was a folded note and a small check, $17,000, the exact amount I'd spent. I sold my wedding dress. I'm sorry. I sat on the couch for a long time, staring at that single sentence. There were no excuses, no deflections, just those 3 words. I didn't cry. I didn't feel victorious either. I just exhaled, for what felt like the first time in years. That weekend, I went back to the venue's website. My deposit, though forfeited, had left me with a small credit, enough to book a modest dinner space. I smiled. Not for her wedding, but for mine. No, not marriage. A different kind of celebration. One for myself. I invited a few friends, my coworkers, even my quiet neighbor who always watered my plants when I forgot. We sat under fairy lights, ate simple food, laughed until our sides hurt. Someone asked what we were celebrating. Closure, I said, raising my glass. And self-respect. For once, I didn't feel like the sister in the background. I felt like someone who finally stepped into her own story. And when the night ended, I left the check folded on the table, untouched. Some debts are better kept unpaid. A year later, I walked past the same boutique where Veronica had once picked her $9,000 gown. It now displayed a new collection, simpler, softer, beautiful without pretense. I paused in front of the window, remembering her laughter that day, the way she'd said, "You wouldn't understand quality."
Now I did.
Quality wasn't fabric or price. It was peace, the kind that can't be bought, borrowed, or canceled. Life had changed quietly since then. I'd opened a small event consultancy of my own, Monroe Moments, built on fairness and empathy. Clients came to me because I treated every wedding, every milestone, like it mattered. Word spread fast. Success followed quietly. Veronica worked part-time now, running a small floral shop downtown. Sometimes, I'd see her name tagged in community charity events, never boasting, never posing. We didn't talk much, but when we did, it was real. Apologies had been made, not as performances, but as conversations. One afternoon, she sent a text. "Your niece wants to meet you." She heard stories about the aunt who saved a wedding by ending it. I smiled. Tell her the aunt just wanted to teach her mom how to start over. That weekend, I finally visited. Her shop smelled of fresh roses and rain. We stood there among flowers and years of silence, finally at ease. "Lydia," she said, voice trembling. "Thank you for not fixing it back then." I nodded. Sometimes breaking things is the only way to rebuild them right. As I drove home, the sun dipped low behind the city skyline, gold, forgiving, endless. My reflection in the window didn't look bitter or broken anymore. Just steady. Whole. Family, I realized, isn't about always being invited.